Today's edition of Broadcast is brought to you by SituationHub.com. Crisis communications better and faster. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Schedule a demo today. Hi, everybody. Welcome to this edition of the Broadcast, where we give you bite-sized bits of best practices to help you be a better leader and a more effective communicator. I'm your host, Jarrett Bro. As always on YouTube, we greatly appreciate you subscribing. That's how you know when we have new content. And if you like this video, give it the thumbs up. That way your colleagues know, hey, this was probably worth us looking at. So recently I was doing a master class for Situation Hub. And in that master class, we were talking to Coast Electric CEO Ron Barnes and his Vice President of Marketing and Public Relations, Melissa Russo. And they had just emerged from Hurricane Zeta 1 week before. 18 hours a day, they were trying to communicate and get the power back up for their members. And they discovered quickly that in this particular crisis, they were being overwhelmed by social media. So this raises an important question that we talked about. Is social media the best thing for you to use for your crisis communications? Each one of them has some really good thoughts. Let's take a listen.
Post-storm, I guess something surprising this time for me was in the past when we worked storms, we did, a little bit of social media. And Katrina, obviously, we didn't have any, but this time social media just blew out of the park. I could not believe how social media just completely overtook nearly all of our communications. And we were essentially, I guess, an extension of our call center. So that was something that I think we were prepared for, but I'm also drafting a new plan moving forward because I see some changes we could make there. But our goal is to try to respond to every single member, either by comment, by messenger. We want to have some kind of response with our members and assure them that we're working hard for them.
It gets out of hand real fast, and it does become a customer service issue.
It does. Fortunately, we had one of our member service reps assisting with our social media, and we were even going as far as she was putting in outage tickets for members, and again, essentially an extension of our call center, which in the past, again, that is not something we've had to do. I mean, we posted updates, we responded, but with our extreme call volume, some of our members, when it was taking longer to get through to our call center, they were turning to our social media channels and using our messengers almost as a chat because they knew someone was going to answer them quickly. So I guess that was a little bit different for us because although we've had storms where we've used social media a lot, but this was with the amount of members that we had out, there was just a lot of social media happening with this. And we would like to have done more media and some of our other communications functions, but because of the social media, it just kind of tied us there a little bit.
Jared, I might add that you almost have to make a decision when you go into a storm where you're going to have a lot of outages or whatever it may be for the people on the call, whether it's a fire or a tornado or ice storm, whatever it is that you're going to have a lot of people interested in wanting information. You've really got to make a decision on the front end. Do you post and not answer comments, or do you try to answer all comments? I will tell you, it's exhausting to try to communicate with, literally thousands of people that are trying to find out about their specific situation. We've always taken the approach that we want to give over and above customer service. So we've tried to do this. I think we'll revisit that strategy after this storm. I will tell you that the local investor-owned utility, Mississippi Power, it's part of the Southern Company, outstanding organization. They have never chosen to go the route of communicating directly to individuals on their social media channels. They post information, there are lots of comments, but they never respond. Yeah. So I think my only point is one may not be better than the other, but it's something you really have to decide ahead of time. And we decided, for pretty much every storm that we've had social media for, that we will talk to individuals
Yeah.
and try to reassure them, find out what's going on with their situation. But it took a tremendous amount of resources to do that. And Melissa will take a good close look at that before we go into the next storm to say, okay, is this a path we want to continue to follow? Or could the communications group be better utilized in a different way? And I'm not sure the answer to that yet.
Yeah, I've got some strong feelings on that, and I'm happy to get offline with you. But a couple of thoughts, because I was actually getting ready to create a blog post about this, because I was also without power for more than 48 hours, and our power company is horrible at all aspects of communications. And so I was watching what they were doing on Facebook, and the algorithms of Facebook are not built in the advantage of an electric company or anybody. There's a great show on Netflix called The Social Dilemma. And one of the best lines in that show is, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product.
Right.
And I've got some really smart friends who study this all the time. And they always use with me the phrase, never build your house on rented land. And Facebook is rented land. So I would say a great strategy to look at is use your Facebook to send people to your newsroom on your website. So for all of you on the call, think of this. You have those great pre-written news releases. Or if you've got Situation Hub, you're generating your news releases through Situation Hub. Build a robust news site on your website. And then when you do your social media post, you direct people off of Facebook and they go to the website to get accurate information that manages their expectations. Once they're off of Facebook, it's more of an effort for them to get back to Facebook. And as I was studying this with my own power company, a perfect example was a person said, well, I wasn't going to say anything, but now that I see everybody else commenting, and the way the algorithms are built in Facebook, the more people comment, the more it gives people an opportunity to comment. So I'll make that a whole different show. So there you have it, their thoughts on social media and my thoughts on social media. Is social media the right tool for you in a crisis? If you would like to have a further conversation one-on-one with me, use the link that you see right there on the screen, and we can set up a confidential phone call. And if you need anything else, just reach out. That's what I'm here for, to help you with your crisis communications needs. For the broadcast, I'm Jarrett Breaux.